Hey everyone, Lindsay here. This video is actually for Israel Luna and John, who are both or were both cast members of the 10%, which is a internet radio show by Rational Broadcasting out of Dallas, Texas. Some of you already know all of this issue that's been going on. Others don't. I'm not addressing you guys personally with this, so if you want to click away, feel free to now. I've tried to record this video 2 or 3 times now, and I keep running over time to the point that I keep getting cut off. I am recording directly from my computer, so there is no editing involved here. Just me constantly trying to re-record, basically. So, anyway, with that being said, I just want to get on to things and try to get this in one take without having to have an additional video. First of all, I want to address Israel. Israel, I applaud you for wanting and being open to learning. I absolutely applaud you for that. However, I believe it's expected that you should be, especially being that you have managed to capitalize off of trans people. And not saying that you took advantage of trans people, just saying you capitalized off of it. And off of us in the community. And you received so much flack for that it is your responsibility to understand trans issues. You put yourself in that position when you chose to make your film. I've already told you in emails, and we've communicated about how I felt about things. I applaud you for trying to learn. However, I want you to understand it is not our responsibility, not a single individual trans person's responsibility, or the community as a whole, to educate you. There are so many resources online, so many YouTube videos that you can watch, so many documentaries that you can watch, so many people's blogs that you can read, so many books you can read that are already there. Most of the answers are easily available. If you need some resources, I'll be more than happy to supply those for you, and I'm sure others that you know will too. Now, does that mean I don't want to help educate you? No. I do. I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't. You, however, still don't get it. You're trying. I applaud you for being open and accepting the criticism and really trying, and I don't want to have you shut down because of attacks that you have received. And I applaud you for that. But however, your hallelujah moment isn't really truly a hallelujah isn't truly a hallelujah moment. And here's the reason why it's not, Israel. You're okay with a birth certificate being changed, a quote historical document being changed now because you realize that there's a paper trail that always is there to inform people of what our previous gender was, what we were born with. Now, to me, that bothers me because what that says to me is that you're not 100% comfortable accepting us as strictly women or as men. We're still trannies to you. That's what it says to me when you say that. Because that's no different than someone saying, ew, it's okay that you're trans now that I know that you're trans. That way, I know that you're trans, so I'm okay with it. Because now I know how to approach you and deal with you. I know that you're off limits from this. And I know that you're not really a girl, so I can say certain things around you. Or you're not. That's kind of what that implies. Now, I understand that you said your reasonings were because of medical reasons, like if there was an emergency. There is no reason in an emergency situation that my birth gender comes into play, especially if I'm post-op. But either way, it doesn't come into play because any medications or anything that they do is based on what you current medications you are on and your body size, not your gender. As far as your other reasoning why of the possibility for the census, that should be my choice to let someone know. The only option on the census that is required is how many people live in your household. Your racial status, sexual status, none of that matters. Your education level, none of that matters. Your gender doesn't matter. So why the hell should my trans status matter unless I choose to stand up and be counted? Now, I personally choose to be open as a trans woman, but it is also my choice to let people know. There are times when I choose not to let people know. And in those times, I want that ability to have that. You, Israel, have chosen to be an open gay male and to make pro-gay films and to do pro-gay shows and be involved in gay culture and gay rights. However, that was a choice as well. You are not required to let anyone know that you are a gay male. But for some reason, there's a double standard here because it feels like you expect us as trans people to be required to have documentation and to let people know that we are trans. The pink triangle came from that. Don't know if you realize that, but the pink triangle came from the Holocaust. It was no different than the Star of David. It was an identifier that Nazis used to identify homosexuals. What your conditions on us being able to have our birth certificate changed are no different than that. And that's hurting. Now, I understand that you don't see it that way. I do hope that over time, as we talk to you, and as you do your research, and you really reflect upon yourself, that you can see this differently. Now, Israel, that's all I have to say about that. John, I want to address you for a moment because I don't know you. However, your words and your opinion hurt me the most. And I'm not even... Thursday's show infuriated me. Tuesday's show, it hurt me. Because I really saw an observation. I saw something clearly that I have felt before, but you made it visible. One, for a gay male to be so strongly against us changing our birth certificates, it hurts us as a whole. Because that allows for, especially when you put it in a public front, such as a radio show that is recorded and documented, that gives you the ability, or that gives people against us the ability to have more ammunition against us, because especially as trans people, because then they can say, oh, even gay people don't, so let's vote this down. Now, on a personal level, the reason why this hurts me so much is because I care about gay rights. I identify for the most part as a lesbian woman. I'm trans, but I'm a lesbian woman. However, Not all trans women are. Winter, who sat right beside you, is a straight woman who is legally married to her husband, who she just happens to be trans. Now, why should she care about gay rights issues? Why should she care that if gay men can and gay women can get married? She has no personal invested interest in it, so why should she care? But she does. You, however, made a statement on Tuesday's show that you stood behind what you said and that you don't pay attention. You have to be honest that you don't pay attention to trans issues because they don't personally affect you. Well, trans people, since at least since Stonewall, and before then I would say, but definitely since Stonewall, don't forget that it was a drag queen who threw her first punch at Stonewall, and many of the drag queens during that period of time were actually trans. Many of them were. Some living full time. Now, trans people have been fighting alongside of gay men and women for years. And y'all's issues are not always our issues, but we still fight alongside you. So to hear a gay man dismiss us so easily, it's upsetting. It's highly upsetting. And for you to say that you have trans friends, that really just to me was like, because I don't know how anyone who believes that we should not have the same exact rights as everyone else, and by stating that you don't believe that we should have our birth certificates changed, and by not caring about trans issues, how can you call anyone who is trans that you know a friend? I know personally I'm invested in my friend's interest. I might not necessarily 100% know everything about them and what they'd love to do, but I do know that if it affects their well-being and their life, I care about it. So how can you call someone who is trans your friend and still have the views and the opinions that you do? That's what hurts me the most, is that here is a gay man saying these things. Also, the fact that although you apologize for your tone, you are unapologetic for your opinion, and that's fine. You should not apologize for your opinion. And like I said, your opinion is what hurts. But the fact that you showed no genuine interest publicly in learning, and you were so dismissive about it, is really bothersome. None of us in the LGBT, and yes, I know the T, some believe we shouldn't be there, but the LGBT community, the queer community, none of us are going to gain equality in this country when we're not invested in each other. I care about your rights, even the ones that don't affect me. I hope that one day you will do the same. I'm already almost at 15 minutes, so I'm going to shut up now. Feel free to contact me. You can contact me through this video, or you can also contact me on my Facebook. Just look for Lindsay Stone. You'll see this tattoo. So, anyway,